We are going to head over to Jason Lamb. He is in with us this morning helping us out, and he's on Murfreesboro Road this morning, and there is some flooding there, and I know that road was shut down for a while.
Yeah, that's right, Amy, but as the sun has risen, the water level has fallen along this section of Murfreesboro Pike, and that's prompted TDOT officials to open up both sections of the road. One lane of the inbound road, Murfreesboro Road, had been closed for quite some time, but it appears to be back open now as the rain continues to pick up. Let's go to some video we shot earlier, and we can tell you as the rain continued overnight and into this morning, more and more reports of flooding roads came in across the mid-state. That's what we're left dealing with this morning. Again, Murfreesboro Pike is open now, all completely in both directions, but you still need to be careful on your way into work. Of course, emergency crews say you should never drive through an area of standing water because you just don't know how deep it is. Your car can be carried away very quickly, so be careful with that on your drive into work. We'll check back in with you in about a half hour right back here on Murfreesboro Road to check in with conditions there. We'll send it back to you, Steve, in the studio.
All right, Jason, thank you very much. And this is a sight you'll see if you're on some of those interstates this morning, the rain causing some flooding. So as Dave always talks about the pooling and ponding, TDOT apparently likes that because they say ponding on the roadways, please use caution. You see that on those hazardous roadway signs. TDOT trucks were out earlier this morning. In fact, I saw one on my way in earlier this morning trying to get that water off the highway and the interstate. We'll keep you posted on some of those trouble spots if they get messy again this morning. Amy?
That same system that soaked the mid-state brought at least one tornado with it. Now, this one touched down near the city of Raymer in McNairy County. Someone captured video of it tearing northeast through the area at about 40 miles an hour. Incredibly, there were no reports of any major damage, according to local officials. And several viewers shared pictures of what they were seeing. We really appreciate that. Here's a shot from Selma, also in McNairy County, about 8 miles away from the tornado that we just saw the video from. And it's pretty ominous looking funnel cloud right here from Nashboro Village. And JT Stewie caught this one on camera out of Clarksville. And remember, when you see weather happening where you are, if it is safe to do so, snap us a picture or some video and send it to iContribute@newschannel5.com.
All right, from McNairy to Montgomery, and now how about Murray County? Also hit hard by the storm system. Trees were down, flooded roads. Even a water rescue down in the Hampshire community. Firefighters were down there as someone needed help. Apparently they had driven into some deep water and became trapped. Luckily, no injuries. Remember, if it's high water, don't go through it. High water did close Cathy's Creek Road and also Biffle Lane. And there was a report of a very large tree down on Campbellsville Pike. That's down near the Giles County line. A News Channel 5 crew found themselves in the direct path of a supercell moving into Humphreys County. This is over near Hurricane Mills. The rotating clouds went right above our camera crew. Dropped that mask. No live shots when that's going on. That is the same system that triggered the tornado warnings around 4 o'clock yesterday afternoon as they made their way into the mid-state. And the warnings continued for several hours as the storm worked its way up into Clarksville and then into Kentucky. On its way through Waverly, it snapped an old large tree branch right onto a home on Melrose Avenue. No one was hurt inside, but there is damage. The neighbors were actually home when it went down.
I heard them crack and pop on the ground. Yeah, I was in the bathroom about that time. My husband came running in and he's like, "Oh my God, take cover."
Neighbors said that the biggest gust of wind brought down the tree just after the tornado warning had expired. Amy?
All right, and Montgomery County was not spared. As we mentioned, a lot of people there are going to spend today picking up debris left behind from the storms. Tree limbs were scattered throughout Clarksville, and at one point, 2,000 people were without power. While property damage was limited, a tree snapped and landed on a mobile home at Pruitt's Mobile Home Park. The homeowner said it's going to be a while before she can assess all the damage.
All that we can really see is that there's no entrance to the front door. The porch has been kind of damaged. There is a tree laying completely on top of it. So hopefully there's nothing interior that's just not fixable. As far as we see, it's just the porch right now, though.
And at last report, all Clarksville area customers have their power restored.
And before the biggest storms hit, it was wind doing damage in Nashville. In fact, could have been a real mess. Take a look at this. Downtown Nashville yesterday. The gusts too much for an old tree limb right there along Jefferson Street. You know how busy Jefferson is. If that thing had gone onto a car, there would have been major problems there.
Yeah, electric crews have made some incredible headway since the peak of the power outages. Earlier, just a minute ago, I told you about Clarksville. They were up to 2,000. Of course, now they don't have any, down to 0. And at its peak, Nashville Electric Service was dealing with nearly 2,700 outages this morning. That's dropped to only 10.
Those crews have been busy all night long.
Yes, and of course, they're still trying to restore some power, and storms still just moving through the area.
Yeah.